Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and I'm back. It's been a while. We're in the living room. There's Christmas decorations. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Yeah, Christmas is a big deal, and with my mom especially. And I don't blame her, honestly. So, yeah. I am over the sickness, as far as I can tell. And I'm ready to record videos again, starting with this one. We're going to talk about the resurrection of Jaller. Or Jaller, if you want to be stupid. So, we all know what happened in Bionicle Mask of Light. Makuta was talking to Takua through the fear powers of Turek. And Jaller tried to stop him by, jumping and grabbing onto the staff of fear. And he got increasingly weak. And Turek just threw him off. Then two of the Toanuva came out from behind him to try to do something. And Takua he snapped out of it and went out to Jaller's body and, spoke to him in his final moments. Jaller handed him the mask, told him he was always different. Then he died. It was a sad moment. Very sad moment for a Bionicle film. And I can totally understand what might have been going on in Holly's head. Now, at this point, we didn't know a whole lot of the Red Star. But retrospectively, after all this confirmation about and discussion about the stuff that goes on with the Red Star, you think Jaller's conscience or whatnot would have been teleported to the Red Star after his death. Well, after Takanuva defeated Makuta and became Takutanuva, yeah, that happened. He got crushed by the gate. And, before doing so, he used up some of his power to bring Jaller back to life by just casting some magic, dark sorcery or whatever, on his mask. Holly was holding his mask because she was... Well, obviously there was love going on there. I mean, come on. But Takutanuva was able to resurrect Jaller through the powers of light and shadow. Did you not know the Red Star existed, Takutanuva? So Jaller was resurrected, Takutanuva was destroyed, defeated, and then the movie ends basically with Vakama conducting this ritual of Holly on one side, Jaller on the other side, and then the Mask of Light. Takanuva's back. Yay. But Jaller's death and resurrection was a bit of a controversial thing when it came to logistics behind it for Mask of Light. I mean, yeah, it was nice that Takutanuva was able to bring the character back to life and, essentially, Jaller never fulfilled his true destiny of becoming a Toa. Well, that happened in 2006, in 2007, and now he's under the control, along with the rest of the Toa Mari, the other four, the Shadow One and the Dark Hunters. Wow. The story got really dark and crazy. But Jalla's death was sad. The resurrection was weird. How was Takuta Nuva able to cast dark sorcery or whatever to resurrect Jaller? I don't understand the logistics behind this resurrection at all. He does not have the Mask of Life. He's not the Toa of Life. That's Toa Ignica. He can't do that. He doesn't even have the fucking Mask of Creation. What? How did you resurrect a character, a Matoran, with the combined powers of light and shadow? There had to have been a price to pay there. And of course there was. Takuta Nuva's life. Because he was crushed by the gate. This was strange, and this caused me to think that, well, I don't think enough people even debate about the resurrection of Jaller, the death and resurrection. This is like the death and resurrection show of Jaller, the captain of the guard. This was weird and strange, and it caused me to think, retrospectively, going back at it, back to that scene. It caused me to think, well, since he was resurrected, and his conscience was it taken back from the Red Star back to the mask through the powers of light and shadow from Takuta Nuva, and the body just appears out of nowhere? What? What did Takuta Nuva do with the old body? Bury it? This doesn't make any sense at all, really. I don't know if Greg Farschi ever confirmed anything regarding this. But if he has, link me to that in the comment section below. I know YouTube doesn't like that, but oh well. Because this is just straight up confusing. If Jaller's soul or spirit, whatever, ended up in the Red Star up in the skies, how was Takuta Nuva able to take his soul or spirit out of the Red Star through his powers into the mask and give him his body back, apparently? How was this? And he was breathing. He was alive. Was he trying to clone his body or something? Yeah, this is something I don't think enough people really give a shit about. But it causes you to think critically about that part of Bionicle, Mask of Light. It shows a bit of a flaw in the idea of the Red Star, as well as a flaw in Takuta Nuva's character. Light and shadow are two different things. You don't combine the two powers and expect resurrecting shit to happen. It doesn't even make any sense. How does it make sense? Explain to me that in the comment section below. Because unless he has the mask of creation, the mask of life, or is the Toa of life, which will only happen for, I don't know, say 5 hours worth in their storyline, timeline, whatever. How does it make sense? How did Takuta Nuva do this? It had to have been some dark sorcery or black magic of some sort, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. It's weird and it's strange, and it makes me think lesser of that movie. But yet I still love that movie due to the nostalgia I have for it. But that was just one part of the movie that I felt was just strange, and, you know, if Jaller was dead for sure, again, how did Takuta Nuva have the power to bring him back if he didn't get sent to the fucking Red Star? You see where I'm going? This is stupid. I mean, really. What sense does this make at all? Do you have any theories about this? Post in the comment section below. Because I don't get it at all. It's just, it just shows some of the flaws in the story of Bionicle. And, I mean, all LEGO themes have their flaws, story-wise. Except for the licensed ones, obviously, because that's not their IP. It just shows that, you know, sometimes great stories can have their flaws. And this was a flaw that I don't think enough people even really paid much attention to. Not enough people cared about it, and thus it slipped past the radar of so many folks. What? How did this slip y'all's minds? I mean, really. Go back and watch the scene from the movie. Read up on the Red Star. And how Matoran or Toa souls or whatever can end up in the Red Star, spirits, whatever. And watch the scene again. And tell me you don't agree. Because this is something that is rather perplexing and also makes you think lesser of the concept of the Red Star. What's the point of the Red Star if a Matoran's spirit can be taken from it through the powers of light and shadow into the mask and a new body appears out of nowhere? I mean, just what the fuck? I don't even know who wrote this part of Mask of Light. Someone was clearly thinking, oh, well, we can't let Jaller die permanently. We gotta resurrect him somehow. And you know what? That actually makes sense because our characters can't die in LEGO themes. Well, yes, they can, because look at Bionicle, you bunch of fucking idiots. LEGO, I swear to flaws are flaws either way. And really, people need to open their eyes to this flaw specifically, because I don't see enough people bitching about it as much as I am. Because who's doing it? I mean, really. I feel like this video will spark a new debate regarding the death and resurrection of Jaller. While it is nice to have Jaller back, so that he can fulfill his destiny as a Toa Inaika, then Toa Mari, but then he and the other 4 Toa Mari managed to fight Makuta's armies, and then all of a sudden, after the reformation of Spheros Magna, all 5 of what's left of the Toa Mari are under the mind control of the Dark Hunters? Okay, that's a strange part of the story that needs examining as well. Because that sounds like the Toa are being brainwashed into betraying other Toa. The Toa Code, you know? It's kind of a similar thing with Nidhiki. Except Nidhiki was mutated and... yeah. God damn. Well... so, what do you think about the death and resurrection of Jaller? Was it perplexing to you? Did you not think that retrospectively this may have been a bigger problem than it was back then? Because truthfully, I feel like this issue is something that not enough people thought of back then, even up until now, with this video. I don't think enough people really saw this kind of thing, you know, being the thing, to put it plainly. I think people, for the most part, ignored it because they were happy to see Jaller back, So, yay, Jaller's back. So, but the logistics behind his resurrection are just flawed beyond belief. I don't understand it at all. It makes my brain hurt, and I need some more tea. So, that's it for this video. I'll be back with another video as soon as possible. So, stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks later. Have a good fucking day, and peace.